You have seen great actors, terrible actors, mediocre actors. You laughed when I said terrible actors. You've seen all sorts of actors in the rehearsal hall and on stage. Can an actor make your job better, easier to do?
Oh, that's interesting. I never thought of it that way. Yeah, I suppose, yes. If during the rehearsal period they actually learn the lines the way they're written so that I don't have to think about that while I'm trying to think about putting all the sound and lights and all the rest of the show into
the low
into
maintenance
the mix.
actors.
Yeah, yes.
Then on the other end of the scales, are there actors who can make your job much harder?
They can make it challenging. It's not necessarily hard or easy, but it can be more challenging, and which actually for me is that's an interesting thing to do. To actually, like I signed on to be the assistant stage manager when Sir Jonathan Miller directed Christopher Plummer as King Lear. So I didn't want to be in the room as the stage manager because I didn't want any of it to be my fault. But I was fascinated to be in the room to see how those two people got on. And it was interesting because actually Jonathan Miller doesn't like confrontation. So there were never the sparks that I thought was going to happen between those two titans. But it was interesting. It was interesting. And Plummer was so good with the words. So good. Because that's when it gets hard, is when everybody else is trying to add their bit in, and if the actors haven't set up the rhythm that they're going to maintain to a certain extent, that's difficult.
Oh, I
that's
see. So
hard.
when the actors playing the scene are always struggling and mangling the words so the scene never finds its feet,
yeah.
You on the outside with sound and light and all the other thing are...
It's the same, yeah.
The horse won't stop moving,
Maybe,
and I'm trying to put the saddle on the horse, so to speak.
Yeah. Yes.
And what was it? How was it between Plummer and Miller?
It was very congenial, which surprised me. I don't know why it surprised me. I just thought there would be more spark, but it was quite easy.
He's a brilliant director.
He is.
He is a brilliant director,
and he's a great actor. And his Lear was I thought his Lear was great.
For me, the absolutely revelatory thing was the descent into dementia. I was stunned by the work they did on that.
Yeah.
And it revealed something about that play that I'd never seen before.
Yeah.
And
yes,
so was that
Miller's... You saw it early on. I think that was Plummer, actually, when I think about it. Yeah.
But Jonathan Miller's a doctor as well.
That's right.
So...
Yeah, he knows about that. Yeah.
Right.
And yeah, absolutely. No, I thought... It's interesting, too, because Plummer, who I thought was terrific, at the end, I was the ASM backstage, so I was sitting right in the corner as he came off from the first scene. And almost every night, he had something to say, like, there's a child, I can tell there's a child out there, I can hear the voice, or it's too hot, or it's too cold, there was always something that wasn't quite right, which I always thought was interesting, that an actor of his ability would have so little self-confidence that there had to be something else that had made him feel that his first scene had not gone well. And actually, his first scene had gone very well. But it was interesting to me to see that he needed to find something that was not quite right outside of himself that might have had an effect on what he was doing. Because I thought it was terrific. He was fantastic.
Did he feel that way about the whole show?
No, it's just at the beginning. And I think it was once you get on the horse, then okay, now you're all right. But it was just getting going. Because I would sit on the stool there, and to go down to the underworld, it's right across. I can see him going down the stairs. He'd start down the stairs, and then he'd turn to me and go, and you go, okay, you're loony, bye. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Wow.
And there were many things that he felt that he needed in his dressing room, which of course the festival happy to give him whatever he wanted, everything. But actually, during the show, he sat in a chair backstage because he wanted to be part of it,
Right.
as it was happening, which was interesting
Right.
to me for someone who is as as revered and as talented, and like he's a big star.
Right.
You didn't get a lot of big star acting while the show was actually happening.